Greetings everyone, Joseph James here from theschooloftrade.com. Today is February 25th, 2010. Here's your live trading recap. Had a great day in the room today, guys. If you're with us this morning as a guest or a lifetime member, relatively challenging week, but we're making lemonade with the lemons we got, guys. So we talk about those trades we took today, guys. There's going to be 3 important links on the YouTube page. If you're watching this video right now on a YouTube page, and the YouTube page has lots of great videos there. There's 3 links, guys. 1 for our track record, 1 for our free trial, and 1 for our blog. We're doing a special video series right now on the Discipline Cycle Workshop, so click on that link inside the description for the blog and read all about how you can be a disciplined trader as well. Let's take a look here. 2, 4, 6 total trades. We got 1 little scratch loss in there, but as you can see, we made more money as the day went on. We traded gold, we traded crude, we got the British pound involved there. Of course, 600 USD, 66 ticks, that's $1,800 for the week, $8,000 for the month, and $17,000 for the year so far, guys. We'll keep you guys posted as we make our way through the month of February. What's the most important thing that happened today? Well, I think the most important thing is we're finally starting to learn this stuff, right? We're finally starting to realize that we can wait for the best times in the market. We didn't feel pressure today to create trades. We watched the dollar index for important correlations, and we paid close attention to the breaks of the massive sideways ranges on gold and crude. So we knew today we might have to wait a couple minutes until we start seeing the price action move, and we weren't afraid to wait. So we did that wonderfully today. Our patience paid off because we had some nice big winners towards the end of the morning. We'll show you guys that in a second. We didn't feel pressured to create trades. Now, this happened earlier this week where things were going very slowly. We feel frustrated. We feel pressured to start forcing trades. Didn't happen today. Nice, easy environment. And most importantly, guys, we knew how to watch the dollar index for its correlations. We knew what to watch for on that, and we paid close attention to the breaks of those sideways ranges. We saw these big, massive sideways ranges on the gold and crude, and we knew breaking the upside and the downside of it were going to be pretty messy, so we defined that earlier on in the morning. We knew to stay away from those areas, and I really think we did a good job as far as identifying when we were going to be looking at that choppy, sloppy area at the extremes of those big sideways ranges. Let's take a look now. 6 total trades. First trade today, guys, was on the pound, 839 here in the pound. This was a breaker pattern short. It's a trend continuation pattern. As you guys can see, we're the low of day here. The low of day here, this dotted blue line, and we have the short-term trend coming down. We're going to test this low of day, test this red line here at 52.50. We mark our first swing low, and we break to the downside. Now, at the low of day, what do we need? We need green paste of the tape, strong sellers stepping in. Guys, at the low of day, this is going to be one of the more difficult patterns to get into because the low of day, you're always going to see those buyers stepping in. Momentum is all over the place. So if you're not feeling comfortable trading short at the low of day, look for the 2-step. The 2-step pattern would have set up here right above this dotted orange line. That would have been your 2-step pattern long going back to the upside. We took the breaker pattern short. 47 was the fill. We got our +4 target filled. Stop us moved down to entry -1 to lock at all the risk, and we got flattened out at entry +0. Now we take an 8 contract trade on the pound because it's only $6.25 per tick. So 16 ticks, of course. That's 100 USD. So $6.25 per tick. We trade more on the pound, guys, and that's where we get our $100 or 16 ticks there. So we take half off of the first target, and we're stopped down to entry, and we get stopped out for a scratch on the final position. Let's keep moving on gold. 844 here this morning, a couple minutes later. Now we took 3 trades here before the U.S. market opened. This is another breaker pattern long. We have, once again, short-term trend is up. I can tell that by looking at the slope of that trigger line. We have our high of day up top here, so we know we've got overhead resistance, but we've got more than 6 ticks of room, so we're fine there. We mark up our swing high. We break back above that swing high, headed back to the upside here. And once again, on the gold now, a breaker pattern long above this swing high here. 95.3 was the fill. We got our +4 target filled. Stop to entry +1. We get taken out at +1. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. And that's 8 + 2 is 10 ticks or 100 USD. So once again, guys, we had 6 ticks of room between the high of day and that point of entry. We waited for big buyers. We waited for momentum to point up according to our rules, and we took the trade 95.3 and put $100 in our pocket because of it. We're going to stay on gold here a couple more times today, but now we're back to crude here, 859. Now, just before 9 o'clock, now this you know, crude oil opens up at 9 o'clock. So we were kind of playing with fire here a little bit, but we knew once we see 9 o'clock to be expecting some more price action because crude oil is opening up at that time in the pit. 859, just before 9 o'clock on crude, a breaker pattern short. Short-term trend is down. You can tell the slope of that trigger line here, this yellow line. Slope of my trigger line is down. That means the short-term trend is down. I mark up my swing low right here. We break below that swing low, and as you can see, it really tumbles here, but it started off as being very choppy, so we didn't get very much out of it. 66 was the fill. We got our +4. Move stop down to entry -1. Again, got filled at +2, so a little bit of lucky bounce there. +4 +2 is 12 ticks at the 66 level, guys, or 120 USD. So before the US Open, right? We'd already had 38 ticks in our pocket here, guys. One on crude, one on gold, one on the pound, and now we're back to gold here for the rest of the morning. Last 3 trades on gold, 10:25 now. Remember, guys, we had an important news event coming out at 10:30 this morning, nat gas at 10:30, so we had to act quickly on this one. We had short-term trend was up. You can tell the slope of my trigger line is up. We break above this overhead resistance, right? This 97 even. We create a swing high above that red line. We then break above that swing high for your breaker pattern long at 10:25. 97.2 was the fill. Got our +4 target filled, right? +4 target filled. Stop moves up to entry +1 to lock out all the risk. We got filled at +1. As you can see, didn't last very long up here. Moved up, then came tumbling back down. We look for the 2-step short going back to the downside, but not enough big sellers there to get to the short side. So we just took the breaker pattern long. We put 10 ticks on it, guys. And again, count with the trend here, guys, at 10:25, going with the short-term trend. This breaker pattern long breaks above our swing high there. We look for the 2-step short, but we didn't give a chance to enter the 2-step because it did not qualify for our rules. 2 more here, guys. One at 11 o'clock on gold. Now 11 o'clock on gold. This was our only loss today here. A little small loss here. Short-term trend is up. You can tell that by looking at the slope of my trigger line here. We have the high of day here, so we're immediately always looking short, right? That high of day, I'm looking for that bounce, right, off that high. We mark up our swing low here. We break below that swing low. Didn't get much out of it. It initially went right towards our first target, but then it didn't fill it. Turned around and headed back up. If you follow me down here, you'll see momentum began to curl back to the upside. So 5-second rule was in play. Momentum then curled. Nothing moving very quickly. And of course, we were stopped to entry. We lost 1 tick or $10 there on the gold. So $10 a tick. We lost 1 tick on that. Again, as you can see though, boy, looking at this pattern here on gold though, we are aggressive with our entries and aggressive with our defense. As you guys can see here, this thing quickly, right, reversed right back against us. Would have easily cost me that -6 tick stop if I would have let it. But we know what we're doing, guys. We know what to do to get out of a trade when something goes wrong. Look for that momentum indicator to curl back up. Move that stop down to entry, and we're flat in the market. So nothing in, nothing out. Actually, we lost 1 tick there, 11.04, but could have been a whole lot worse. Last up here on gold, 10 minutes later, 11.12. Now at this point, guys, Obama was speaking about healthcare. We had Bernanke speaking to the budget committee. We had, of course, all kinds of news about the snowstorms in the Northeast here in the U.S. So at this time in the morning, we're thinking to ourselves, okay, lunchtime is setting in. Let's be extra careful now because we have a lot of things going on right now that could be attracting the attention of the big money, and therefore they're not helping us get into our trades anymore. So we were afraid that lunchtime was going to be real quiet. It definitely was. 11.12 was our last trade here. We had, of course, short-term trend was up. We have the high of day here. So at the high of day, I'm always looking short. We mark up our swing low, and there was our final trade of the day, guys. This 2-step short here on gold, 11.12. 2.3 was the fill. We got our +4, +8 target, and then trailed our stop. 3 more ticks to lock in 19 ticks for 190 USD. So total them up, guys. This final trade of the day was a 2-step. Going counter trend trade off this high of day, bouncing off the high to the short side. We mark up our swing low, and that swing low, of course, is what's going to take us into the trade. Once we break below that swing low, they're at 2.3s to the downside. Looking for large sellers, looking for momentum pointing down, and of course, this case off the high of day is always going to give us a good heads up, right? We love those trades off the high of day. Let's recap. Let's prep for tomorrow. As you guys can see, 66 ticks, guys, 600 USD in the mark today. For tomorrow, Friday, February 26th, guys, 8:30 fourth quarter GDP, so a big quarterly announcement tomorrow. Want to be here tomorrow for 8:30 fourth quarter GDP. 9:45 Chicago PMI, 9:55 consumer sentiment, 10 o'clock home sales, and then 11 o'clock tomorrow. I'm willing to bet we're probably going to see Mr. Obama get on the microphone tomorrow towards the end of the morning. He usually does it on Fridays like he always does. So 8:30 big news number tomorrow, guys, and then as you can see, 9:30 U.S. Open, 9:45, 9:55, 10 o'clock. So between 9:15 and 10 o'clock, we'll be doing patterns and setups and answering questions because not a lot going on there, as you can see. But a busy morning tomorrow, so make sure you guys are here tomorrow morning. Let's recap. We had a wonderful day today, guys. $600 in today, 66 ticks. Come out and join us tomorrow, 7:45 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll be in the room 7:45 a.m. Tomorrow's a Friday, so no webinar tomorrow, but we'll leave the room open to answer all your questions. Of course, 11:30 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays we do webinars. We have the beginner's course. It's specially designed for our free trial guests and new traders because it gives you guys more information about our setup rules, our entry patterns, and of course, guys, for more information about lifetime membership. That's right, lifetime membership. No monthly fees. We even throw charts and data in there for you for free with membership on the advanced membership. More information can be found at sales@schooloftrade.com. My name is Joseph James. Having a wonderful week. Hope you guys had a great day in the room. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.